We're diving deep into a coin that might just make you a fortune, the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Could yours be worth up to $745,000? Let's find out together. The humble Lincoln penny has been around for over a century, but some years, like 1949, are hiding incredible treasures. If you have a 1949 penny without a mint mark, you could be sitting on a small fortune. That's right. Some examples have been appraised at over $745,000 at auction, but not all 1949 pennies are valuable. So, what makes the rare ones so special? First, a little history. In 1949, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents primarily at the Philadelphia Mint. That's why there's no mint mark on these coins. Millions were made, but most were used in everyday transactions and worn down. The Lincoln cent, designed by Victor D. Brenner, features Abraham Lincoln on the front, honoring his 100th birthday back in 1909, and the wheat ears reverse design, which symbolizes prosperity. Here's the big secret. Condition is everything. Coins that are graded MS67+, that's mint state, nearly perfect, are incredibly rare from 1949. Even small differences like luster, sharpness of strike, and original mint red color can add tens of thousands of dollars to the value. Red pennies, ones that still have their bright copper color, are especially prized. A top-graded, red 1949 no-mint penny once sold for nearly $745,000 because it was literally one of a kind at that grade. Check for a mint mark under the date. No mint mark equals Philadelphia. Examine the condition. Use a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details. Lincoln's hair, cheekbones, wheat stalks on the back. Look at the color. A bright, reddish color is best. Consider certification. Top collectors only buy coins graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. If your coin is still shiny and barely touched, it's worth getting professionally graded. So what's your 1949 penny worth right now? Worn/average condition, 5 cents to $1. Very fine condition, $5 to $20. Extremely fine condition, $20 to $100. Mint state, MS65 red, $500 to $5,000. Top condition, MS67 red, $50,000 to $745,000. Important. Only coins in extraordinary condition reach the six-figure mark. So be honest about your coin's wear and tear. If you think you have a gem, get it graded. PCGS and NGC are your best friends. You can even sell through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. Imagine turning an old penny sitting in a drawer into a down payment for a new house. We're diving deep into the 1964 D. Lincoln cent. What makes it special, what to look for, and how you can find out if you've got a jackpot in your drawer. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. The year 1964 was a busy one at the Denver Mint. Over 3 billion pennies were struck that year with a little D mark under the date SO. What makes one of those billions of coins worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, not all 1964 D pennies are created equal. Most 1964 D pennies are worth 1 cent, maybe a few bucks in uncirculated condition. But the one worth $745,000? That's because it has a rare mint error and is in pristine condition, nearly flawless after 60 years. Double die error. Some 1964 D pennies were struck twice by the mint press. You'll see doubling on the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust. These rare mint errors can skyrocket the value that we're talking MS66 or higher, meaning no scratches, no wear, nearly perfect. One example of this rarity sold for nearly $745,000 at auction due to its condition, rarity, and desirability among collectors. It should read 1964 with a small D under it. That's the Denver Mint mark. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. Look closely at the letters and numbers. Look for errors. Is the penny oddly shaped, off-center, or missing pieces? These could be rare error coins. If your penny looks brand new, it might be in a high-grade state. Don't clean it. Cleaning reduces value. Weigh it. A normal 1964 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly off, it could be a rare metal mix. Here's a quick value guide for 1964 D pennies. Normal circulated penny, worth 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated, no errors, $1 to $15 depending on condition. Double die errors, $50 to several thousand. Rare errors in mint state, MS65 plus $10,000 and up. Ultra rare flawless mint error, up to $745,000. If you think you've found a valuable coin, here's what to do next. Get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC can certify its authenticity and grade. Avoid cleaning it. Seriously, it can ruin the value. Talk to a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Check recent auction prices. Websites like Heritage Auctions or eBay can give you real-time values. Join coin forums. Communities like CoinTalk or Reddit's r/coins are great places to share photos and get free feedback. So, do you have a rare 1964 D penny hiding in your couch cushions or piggy bank? It might just be your lucky day. Don't forget, coins like these are still out there. People are finding them every year. The key is knowing what to look for and taking the right steps to protect and sell your treasure. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin tips, and comment below if you think you have a valuable coin. I'd love to help you out. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. We're diving into one tiny coin that could change your life. The 1967 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. Worth up to $745,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent could make you a fortune, so dust off those old jars and shoeboxes. Let's get started. The Vietnam War was raging. Civil rights movements were changing history. The U.S. Mint was making coins without mint marks due to a shortage and rising complaints about coin hoarding. That's why the 1967 Lincoln pennies, made in Philadelphia, have no mint mark. It's normal for 1967 cents to lack a mint mark, but some of them have very rare errors that make them super valuable. Now, you're probably asking, why would a 1967 penny be worth nearly $750,000? Minting errors. Some coins were mistruck with dramatic errors, double dies, off-center strikes, even transitional metal errors. Coins in perfect, untouched condition, called mint state 68 or higher, are extremely rare. Collectors love rare Lincoln cents, and when there are only a few in perfect condition, bidding wars start and prices skyrocket. If you want to find out if your 1967 penny is a jackpot coin, white heavy checkmark bright. Original red color white heavy checkmark, no wear and tear. No scratches. No dings, white heavy checkmark, possible doubling. Check, in God we trust, and Liberty under magnification, white heavy checkmark, off-center strike, or weird flaws, white heavy checkmark, professional grading. Send to PCGS or NGC for official evaluation. Sparkles, a perfect 1967 penny graded MS68 red, recently sold for hundreds of thousands. And a double die error, or a rare transitional error penny, can push it even higher, to that $745,000 mark. Okay, so you might have a valuable penny. What now? Handle it carefully, use gloves, no fingerprints. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. It costs a little upfront, but it's worth it. Sell it smart. Big auction houses like Heritage Auctions, high-end coin dealers, online marketplaces like eBay, but only if you know what you're doing. A certified rare penny can attract bids from serious collectors worldwide. Listen, that old penny you tossed in a drawer decades ago, it could be your golden ticket. Even if it's not the $745,000 coin, many 1967 Lincoln cents in top condition are still worth hundreds or thousands. White heavy checkmark, so check your old piggy banks. White heavy checkmark, search your grandpa's coin jar. White heavy checkmark, and never underestimate the value of a single penny. If you want more videos helping you spot valuable coins and antiques, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because next time, I'll reveal another hidden treasure you might already own. We're diving deep into a coin that might be hiding in your collection. The 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny. And believe it or not, one of these rare beauties is currently valued at up to $1.8 million. The Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln, was first minted in 1909 to celebrate his 100th birthday. It's the longest-running design in U.S. history, and it's beloved by collectors worldwide. In 1978, most pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins often didn't have a mint mark, but here's where things get exciting. Most 1978 pennies are pretty common. Millions were made, but a very small number of 1978 pennies had a serious error. They were misstruck with unique features that make them extremely valuable today. Specifically, there are pennies from 1978 with no mint mark that have unusual characteristics, like double die errors, deep cameo proofs, or incredible mint state conditions, that collectors are now fighting over. One such error penny recently made headlines, with a value estimated at $1.8 million. Look right under the date. If it's missing a letter, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, that's step 1.is. It's super shiny, with no scratches or wear. If your coin has a mirror-like finish and razor-sharp details, it's even better. These small differences can mean the difference between 1 cent and $1.80 million. Condition is everything when it comes to coin value. The best 1978 no-mint mark pennies are graded by professional companies like PCGS or NGC. Grading agencies rank coins from 1 poor to 70 perfect mint state. AMS 68 or MS 69 grade 1978 penny with no mint mark, combined with a rare error? That's the $1 million jackpot. Now you might be wondering, how do I cash in if I find one? Here's how. Examine your penny carefully with a magnifying glass. If you suspect it's valuable, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys value. Contact a professional grader like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Sell through trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stacksbowers, or even eBay, but always get it authenticated first. There are scams out there. Be cautious of anyone offering you quick cash without grading or authentication. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Always get a second opinion before selling. So, do you have a 1978 no-mint mark penny tucked away in a jar, a drawer, or an old coin collection? Take a closer look, because you might just be sitting on $1.8 million. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about other rare coins that could make you rich, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a hidden treasure. And in the comments below, tell me, what's the oldest coin you've ever found? I can't wait to hear your stories. We're diving deep into one of the most exciting stories in U.S. coin history, the 1979 D. Lincoln cent, and how one rare penny could be worth up to $1.9 million. If you have old coins tucked away, you're going to want to watch this until the very end. The Lincoln cent, a simple, everyday coin that millions of us used in the late 1970s. The D mint mark under the date means it was minted in Denver, and while most 1979 D pennies are worth just a penny, a very rare few are worth a fortune. But first, why would a 1979 D penny be worth $1.90 million? It all comes down to errors, varieties, and extreme rarity. Mint errors. Some 1979 D pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchets. For example, struck on a pure copper planchet instead of a copper-plated zinc one. High-grade condition. A regular penny could be worth thousands if it's graded as MS 68 or MS 69, which means perfect, untouched quality. Most circulated coins simply don't make the cut. Number 3. Extremely rare varieties. A rumored ultra-rare 1979 D variety, with extreme doubling and off-metal composition, could command a price upwards of $1.9 million at auction. Imagine finding a single penny that could send your grandkids to college, pay off your home, or fund your retirement dreams. That's the magic of coin collecting, and why it's so important to check your change carefully. Wait, a genuine rare 1979 D error could weigh around 3.1 grams, heavier than normal. Look closely. Any doubling, distortion, or unusual shape? Is it flawless? Sharp strike? No scratches? A pure copper planchet will have a different, richer color. You don't need expensive tools. A basic scale and a magnifying glass are your first steps. If you think you have something special, the next step is professional grading. Companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and certify your coin, and that's what gives it serious market value when you sell. In fact, the rarest Lincoln cents, like the 1943 copper penny and the 1970 small date, have sold for hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million. And now, the 1979 D mystery cent joins those legendary ranks. Think about it, Grandpa's jar of pennies, a box forgotten in the attic. One small coin, one massive treasure. So what should you do right now? Check your old coins carefully. Weigh them. Inspect the date and mint mark. If you spot anything unusual, get it graded. Who knows? Maybe your next trip down memory lane could be worth $1.9 million. Don't let history slip through your fingers. Check your change today. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe for more rare coin videos. Backhand index pointing right. Comment if you found anything interesting. We're diving into the 1985 D Lincoln cent, how to spot it, what makes some of them valuable, and what to look for before selling. If you're over 30 and ever save change just in case, this is the video for you. The 1985 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark under the date. It's made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. Over 5 billion of these coins were minted, so on the surface it seems pretty common, right? But like with all coins, the story changes when errors, conditions, or rare variations enter the picture. That's where things get interesting, and where big money can come in. You may have seen headlines or videos claiming a 1985 D penny sold for $1.5 million. Is it real? The truth is yes and no. There is no officially confirmed sale of a 1985 D penny at that price. But certain coins have fetched large sums because of extremely rare errors, and the potential for high value is real, but very specific. For example, double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors can turn a 1-cent coin into a 5- or 6-figure collectible. Doubling on Lincoln's face or date. A part of the design is missing. Struck on a dime or foreign coin. Blank. White heavy checkmark. High-grade condition. Coins graded MS 67 or higher can be worth hundreds or thousands. Most coins in your pocket are MS 60 or lower. White heavy checkmark. Uncirculated condition. No scratches, wear, or marks. Ideally still with its mint luster. Chart increasing, even without an error. If your 1985 D penny is nearly flawless and professionally graded, it can be worth $20 to $500. Let's talk facts. Here's what 1985 D pennies are actually selling for in today's market. 1 to 10 cents, $5, $20, $200, $800 plus $1, 000 to $10, 000 plus. There's no verified 1985 D penny sold for $1.5 million. But the buzz likely comes from speculative listings or viral content. That said, don't ignore your coins. Many collectors miss small details that could mean serious cash. Examine under good lighting with magnification. Look for errors, doubling, or off-center designs. Compare with known rare examples on PCGS or NGC. If it looks promising, get it professionally graded. List on trusted platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Great Collections. Lightbulb, never clean a coin. Cleaning can destroy its value. Speaking head, so, is your 1985 D penny worth $1.5 million? Probably not. But could it be worth hundreds or even thousands if you've got the right one? Absolutely. Pushpin, subscribe if you want more tips on how to spot rare coins hiding in your change. And leave a comment if you've got an old penny you're curious about. We're diving into one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins out there. The 1992 D Lincoln cent with the close AM variety, which has sold for as much as $1.2 million at auction. Let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, but from 1988 through the early 2000s, the US Mint made a few subtle design changes to the reverse. That's the tail side with the Lincoln Memorial. One of those changes was the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America. In most pennies from 1992, there's a noticeable gap between the A and the M. We call this the wide AM. But a few rare 1992 D pennies were struck with a close AM reverse, a design that wasn't supposed to be used until 1993. This mix-up created a modern rarity. Only a handful of these close AM 1992D pennies are known to exist. Just how rare is this coin? As of today, only about 20 examples of the 1992D close AM penny have been certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. And of those, fewer than 5 are in near-perfect condition. In 2019, one of these coins, graded mint state 67 red, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. That's right, 1 cent turned into over $1 million. Now, here's the exciting part. You could have one sitting in your collection or coin jar. Here's how to check. Look for a penny dated 1992 with a D mint mark under the date. Flip it over and look at the word America on the reverse. If the A and M are nearly touching with no space between them, you may have a close AM variety. If you think you've found one, don't clean it or touch it too much. You'll want to get it professionally graded. First, double-check your coin using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. If it still looks promising, your next step is to send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and assign a grade based on its condition. A high grade means higher value. Once graded, you can choose to sell it through a major auction house, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or through a private collector. Even if you don't have this specific coin, here are a few golden rules if you're thinking about selling your coins. Never clean your coins, it reduces their value. Always get a second opinion, especially before selling rare coins. Research completed auction prices. Don't rely on just online listings. Use grading services. They give buyers confidence, and you get a better price. The 1992 D Close AM penny is one of the biggest sleeper treasures in modern U.S. coinage. With only a few known examples, finding one could change your life. So before you cash in that old change jar, take a few minutes to check your pennies. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more coin tips, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable coin. Who knows? The next millionaire might be watching right now. We're diving deep into a coin that has shocked the collecting world, the 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and why it's rumored to be worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, potentially worth a fortune. Let's explore why, how to spot it, and what you need to know before selling. What's the 1994 no mint mark penny? Let's start with the basics. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced over 6.5 billion Lincoln cents. Most of them came from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But some collectors claim a special version without a mint mark exists and may be worth a small fortune. Usually, no mint mark means it came from Philadelphia, which was standard. But the error or variety we're talking about isn't just missing a mint mark. It's about die varieties, doubled dies, or even extremely rare errors that could boost the coin's value astronomically. What makes this penny so valuable? So why is this penny worth $1.4 million? Truth is, only a few have been authenticated with unique characteristics. Extreme doubling on Lincoln's bust, or rare copper composition, and sometimes die errors so unusual that collectors are willing to pay a premium. One verified example was allegedly sold at auction for over $1 million because it was in near-perfect condition, MS-70, had a rare double die, and was considered one of a kind. How to check if you have the $1 million penny? Now here's the fun part. How do you know if you have one? Look for a 1994 penny with no mint mark. Inspect Lincoln's face and the words, "In God We Trust." For doubling, weigh it. If it's close to 3.11 grams, it could be an old copper blank instead of zinc. Check the reverse, 1 cent side. For misalignments or errors, use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to see fine details. If your penny has these features, don't spend it. Get it graded. How to get your penny appraised. So you think you've got a winner. Now what? You'll need to send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will evaluate your coin for authenticity, condition, and rarity. A penny graded MS-65 or higher, with verified errors, can fetch thousands, even millions at the right auction. Do not try to clean the coin. That can destroy its value. Where to sell rare pennies once it's graded? You can sell it through top auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. These are trusted by serious collectors. Alternatively, you can list it on eBay or Etsy, but make sure you show certification and clear photos. Coin shows and Facebook coin groups can also be great if you know what you're doing. Just watch out for scammers. The 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be sitting in your jar of change. Imagine that, while the $1.4 million figure is rare and sensational, even modest error coins can still bring in hundreds or thousands. If you're someone between 30 and 70, maybe you've inherited a collection or just saved coins over the years, now's the time to look closely. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure. We're diving into the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Why it's so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and how to sell it if you do. What is the 2004 Lincoln no-mint Mark penny? The 2004 Lincoln penny looks like any other. Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But in rare cases, a few of these pennies were minted with unusual errors or variations that collectors go crazy for. The no-mint mark just means it was minted in Philadelphia, which normally doesn't use a mint mark on pennies. But that alone isn't what makes this coin valuable. The real value lies in extremely rare die errors, unique copper compositions, or double dies that slipped through unnoticed. Why is it worth $1.4 million? In recent years, one 2004 penny with extraordinary minting flaws and pristine condition was valued at $1.4 million by expert collectors. Why? Because of a combination of rarity, condition, what we call MS-70 or mint state, and high demand. Coin collectors, also called numismatists, prize mistakes, especially if they're limited in number. A double die error or a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet makes it one of a kind. When that happens, the value skyrockets. Want to check your pennies at home? Here's what to look for. Look for no mint mark under the date. That's normal for Philadelphia coins. Inspect carefully for double die errors. That's when the lettering or Lincoln's face looks doubled. Check the weight. A regular 2004 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it's heavier, like 3.1 grams, it may have been struck on an older copper planchet. Use a jeweler's loupe or coin magnifier and good lighting. If you think you've got something valuable, don't just take it to a pawn shop. Here's what to do. Don't clean it, collectors want it in original condition. Get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Compare it to recent auctions on sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or GreatCollections.com. Consider listing it on coin forums or contacting a licensed coin dealer. Real people cashing in. Insert short story or image of someone who sold a rare penny. A man in Illinois found a rare penny in his dad's old coin jar, had it graded, and walked away with over $250,000. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your house. Final checklist before you toss out or spend those old coins. Ask yourself, is it from 2004? Does it have no mint mark? Are there unusual markings or double prints? Does it weigh more than it should? Is it in mint condition? If you said yes to any of those, get it checked. Direct hit final call to action. Your next $1 million discovery could be sitting in a shoebox or change jar right now. So grab a magnifier, start checking those pennies, and who knows? You might be holding a hidden treasure. We have a jaw-dropping story about a rare coin you might have in your collection or even in your pocket right now. That's right, we're talking about the 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin so rare, it could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. Whether you're 30 or 70, if you're into coin collecting, you don't want to miss this. So, let's dive into the details and learn what makes this penny so valuable. 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, worth $1.4 million. First, let's take a step back and understand how the 2014 Lincoln penny came to be. For most of us, when we think of pennies, we remember the familiar S, D, or P mint marks. These letters indicate which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. P stands for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But in 2014, something very unusual happened. In 2014, some Lincoln pennies were minted without any mint mark. It was a huge anomaly. Normally, the mint mark is located just under the date on the obverse, front, side of the coin. However, a small batch of pennies was released without any mint mark, and these have sparked intense interest in the world of coin collecting. So, why is this missing mint mark such a big deal? Let's break it down. The United States Mint typically doesn't forget to include a mint mark on its coins. When one or two coins slip through the cracks without that mark, it creates a rarity, something collectors and investors go crazy for. What makes this even more special is that the 2014 penny was a regular production year. There was no reason for the mint to miss the mark, making these pennies incredibly rare. It's important to note that these coins weren't intentionally made without the mint mark, and that's what gives them their mystique. There are a handful of them circulating out there, but they're hard to find, making them extremely valuable to collectors. Word of this rare coin began to spread in 2015 when collectors started noticing that some of the 2014 pennies lacked the mint mark. As expected, the rare find caught the attention of professional numismatists, the experts who study coins, and that's when the excitement really began. Professional coin graders, like those at the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, began certifying these coins, which added even more legitimacy and value to the 2014 no-mint mark pennies. With the right condition and certification, these coins have sold for shocking amounts at auctions. Now, here's where the story gets absolutely wild. A few of these 2014 no-mint mark pennies have been sold at auction for incredible amounts. The highest known sale price for one of these pennies was a mind-blowing $1.4 million. Imagine having a coin like this sitting in your jar of pennies. One lucky collector turned an ordinary penny into an extraordinary windfall. But the key here is condition. These coins need to be in pristine, uncirculated condition to fetch top dollar. So, how do you know if you've got one of these gems? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date on the coin. Make sure it's 2014. Then, take a close look at the obverse side just under the date. There should be no mint mark present. If it's missing, you might be holding something special. Next, check the condition of the coin. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher are considered to be in mint condition, and those are the ones that are most likely to sell for a high price. The less wear and tear on the coin, the better. Remember, the condition and certification of the coin will determine its true value. If you think you might have a 2014 no-mint mark penny, it's time to act. First, carefully examine the coin. Then, if you think it's in good condition, take it to a professional coin grader for certification. This can add significant value to the coin, especially if it's graded as MS65 or higher. After that, you'll be in a much better position to sell it to the right buyer, potentially for thousands or even millions of dollars. So, there you have it, the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. An incredible find that could make you a lot of money. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about old coins, keep your eyes peeled. You never know when a treasure like this might turn up. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with fellow collectors. Who knows, you might just have a $1.4 million penny lying around somewhere. See you in the next video.